Hey, cool cats. I have been getting a lot more insight from spirit, likely because I'm slowing down to receive it. And with all of this inspiration and this passion, of course, I want to share it with all of you. And like always, I enjoy this process of creating videos. Um, it brings it for like a deeper understanding within me, and then it's also an opportunity to share with all of you beautiful souls that decide to tune in, um, and that this resonates with. So the question, the big epiphany that's been coming up within the energetic field and within myself right now that I feel called to share with all of you is this question of why can I not connect with this person? So folks in your life, whether they are friendships or partners or family members or coworkers, and really asking yourself, why can't I connect with them? And having this internal struggle, almost like an internal battle of trying to create a connection. Of course, I'm gonna bring in the spiritual angle because that's what I'm here to do. That's my purpose in this moment, is to bring the spiritual angle of everything, or of everything I feel guided to. So in my journey the last few days, I have been experiencing some healing with my family and a lot of healing within myself, and really inviting enough self-love in to acknowledge however it is I feel and move forward with that, and create an opening the best that I can. The example that I feel like Spirit's asking me to share, so I will, is I'm doing a lot of healing work with my parents. And out of respect for both of them, I'm not going to share too much, but just enough to skim the surface and shed some light on this example and bring some understanding to this topic. My parents had me at a very young age. They were both teenagers. They were 17 and 19 years old. And for me, I have a deep understanding of how challenging that must have been for them. And I have the deepest respect for the courage that they had to do that, because I don't know that I could. But from a spiritual angle, so all of that aside, from a spiritual angle and from a self-love angle within myself, nothing to do with the relationships outside of me, but my relationship right here, is that I grew up in an environment that was stressful. It wasn't stable. Obviously, my parents were trying to figure things out as they went, and they did a great job. They did the best they could, and I get that. But in my experience in that environment, there was a disconnect. We didn't have a deep emotional connection in our family unit, because my parents were trying to figure things out as far as, how to be parents, how to support the family, how to have a home, how to have a car. They were learning very adult things at a very young age, and so they were very much wrapped up in that. So as far as us all having a close, intimate relationship and a connection, it really wasn't there. I would say there was a disconnect. And the reason I bring this example up is because I feel this is a common theme right now with folks I'm interacting with just collective energy in general. I have a big piece of quartz, I'll set that down. Just collective energy in general, as my hands go flying around. Let me try to get back on topic here. So collective energy in general, feeling a disconnect with the relationships around us. When one grows up in an environment that is disconnected, it's due to family lineage of patterns of disconnect. So there's a pattern there that was present with my parents' parents and their parents and their parents and their parents. And it's just gone on for thousands and thousands of years that whatever experience an individual has, that energy is passed down to their offspring within their DNA, within their cells, and then it's also reinforced in the environment. If the parent hasn't done the healing and they're still acting out that energy, that is then reinforced in the child as well. So we've got genetic, energetic vibrations within the DNA that are passed down, along with the environment, continues to create this dynamic. And in this example, I'm discussing feeling disconnected from people. So what I have been seeing lately through spirit, through my meditations and pleasant insights, is this disconnect, and really spending some time with it and trying to understand it, because I keep trying to create a connection with folks who do not want one. Sometimes it was a big epiphany for me because I was ready to see it. So as far as with like partners and family members and friends, just those types of relationships that it's just like two cars passing each other and you never quite meet or never quite get on the same road to have an understanding, just that connection that you get each other and you enjoy time with each other and you want to spend more time with each other. I haven't been getting that with many people, and I know that I'm a very unique person, but I've also been noticing within myself that I keep trying to create this connection even though it isn't there naturally. And I've been asking myself, what is that? Spirit has showed me folks like myself who grow up in this type of environment without that deep emotional bond, emotional connection, are going to try to seek it out in others and recreate that bond. And, that's a psychology perspective. But from a spiritual perspective, I keep seeing an energetic cord that's connected to the heart, and not having a connection to the person at all, as far as like being able to have conversations that flow easily and you get excited about, like just those natural relationships that just evolve so effortlessly and so rewarding. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about those that you're really trying to create a connection there because, it's a family member or a sibling or someone you feel you should have a connection with, or maybe you really want to have a connection with, because I've had friendships where I really wanted to connect with them because I think they're great people, but there wasn't a connection. So Spirit's been showing me that because there's not a connection there, energetically I'm still trying to create a connection with the heart, and what that's translating to is not a loving heart connection. The only connection that I'm able to come up with energetically is a connection to that person's pain. Right? So these relationships that we're longing for connections with people, when there's nothing to connect, the connection will be pain. Especially when you're an individual like I am, with a very open heart and a very gentle nature. Like I have this compassion that I can just resonate with anyone and understand their pain and where they're coming from, and be there for them in whatever format they need me to be there for them in. And so because of this characteristic within myself, I can easily resonate with someone's pain. Now, what I didn't realize I was doing is, on a subconscious level, I was choosing to create a connection with that person's pain, because to me, having that connection with their pain was better than having no connection at all. Because of the environment I grew up in, I resonated with pain equaling love, because that was the only connection I experienced growing up, was pain. And I'm not saying any of this, if my family's watching this, this isn't about creating anything other than love. This is about creating a bigger picture healing for everyone who comes across this. This is a bigger picture healing for myself and for you and for my family. So please take this with a light heart and allow it to flow through you to receive the healing as well. Because that's what the intention of this is to create amazing openings for everyone and to awaken that part of us that is asleep to allow this to flow through. I allowed this to flow through today, and I drew a nice warm bubble bath with some cleansing salts with some seaweed and lavender, and it was amazing. And I laid in the tub and just, allowed this realization that this connection that I'm been harboring and trying to create in relationships that just aren't healthy is a connection to the pain. So I can let that go. It's not my pain. It's not for me to hold on to try to create love in that relationship, because pain isn't love. That's not love. And it sounds so silly, but and deep in my subconscious, I didn't know this. And the energy that's passed down in our DNA and our environment, like these things just, they're there and we don't even perceive them initially. But I feel like shedding some light on this will it's awakening me further and will awaken you further if this resonates with you and gets those little firecracker lights going in your cells, like, I recognize something happening here. But yes, I took a bath and just set the intention of releasing anything that no longer serves me. And it was almost like in the moment I realized the only connection I have right here in this moment with these relationships is their pain. I was just like, well, I don't really need that. I don't really need to hold on to someone else's pain. That's for them to decipher and heal from and sort through, and that's not for me to carry and be weighed down and out of like desperation to have that person in my life. That's not healthy, and that's not helping anyone. It feels amazing to be light and free, and this very much coincides with the video I shared with you yesterday related to movement and exercise and releasing the energy of others. This is another way to release the energy of others, in scanning through your relationships and seeing those relationships that do not naturally have a connection, and the relationships that you're trying to create a connection or force a connection because you feel you should or you would really like to, but it's just not happening. Pay attention to if those relationships are connected in pain, either in your pain or in their pain. And ask yourself if that's worth it. And if it's not, choose to let it go. I spoke with a friend last night, and that I love dearly, and she said to me, I don't know how to let go. And I have heard this from so many people in my life. A lot of family members and friends, and it stems from this same type of environment of trying to like mask feelings, be perfect, be kind, be the good girl, keep all those feelings in so that I'll be accepted and approved and received by everyone around me. None of that's healthy. The moment you can let go is the moment you go within and allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you feel. For example, if these relationships hurt your heart, they bring pain to your heart, acknowledge this. These relationships hurt, and I just want to create good in my life and love in my life, and whatever that entails, let the rest go. Let's say a prayer together really quick. If you are going through this, let's say a prayer together. Like, let's sit and say a prayer to let go of relationships or anything that you're trying to let go of. I'm just going to do this to make sure my screensaver doesn't go on. Okay. Let's close your eyes with me. And I'm going to invite in Archangel Metatron because he is really powerfully present here today with us. And I'm going to ask him to say a prayer through me related to letting go. so that we can put the intention in the hands of Spirit and not feel that we are alone and have to do this on our own. And that is the key, is feeling you have to do, he's saying that's the key, is feeling you have to do everything on your own. That's when it's hard to let go. When you can surrender it to a higher vibration, a higher consciousness, like the angels, the archangels, or to God, or whatever your beliefs are, when you can surrender whatever it is you're trying to let go to that higher power or your higher self, that's when you'll let go. You're surrendering it. Okay, so Archangel Metatron, please come in and let's say a prayer together. Dearly beloveds, I'm so glad that you invited me here today. Let's all hold hands. I would like you to all hold hands. Envision everyone who is watching this video together, that we're all holding hands in unison, that you're not healing alone, that you're healing with one another. We're all here to support each other and to grow and to rise into this beautiful, loving vibration. And just know that we're all doing it together. This will give you the strength that you need to let go, to know that others are alongside of you, going through the same suffering, the same causes, the same pains. But none of you are doing it without someone right by your side. None of you are doing it without someone else holding your hand. None of you are doing it without the divine. We're all here rising up right in the center of all of you, radiating and shining upon you. So at this time, if there's anything that you would like to let go of, please hand it to me now. Ooh, I'm going to get teary-eyed. Please surrender it to me. Envision it in your hands, envision it in your heart, and I'm standing in the circle between all of you, in the middle of all of you. Wrap it in a bow and hand it to me. I will take your pain, I will take your suffering, I will take anything that you feel weighs you down, and I will replace it with love. It is my gift to you right now in this moment. Please receive it. Love and blessings, everyone. I don't think I have anything else to say beyond that. Love you.